Well, guys, how's it going? Well, oh, there you can see it, right in the corner of that little shield. The pilot light's on. We got her working. Alright, well, I'll bring you back in a bit and explain a little bit what we had to do and what we done. And so, we'll see you back here in a couple seconds. Let the 44 warm up here, so okay, hope you like the video. See, I got some fixing to do, so oh well, do something. Alright, this is the valve that I put on there. If you can get got the stupid light on the full camera. Anyways, take a good gander at that valve. Just kind of look at it. It's the same valve. So, I'm not going to entirely call that valve shot or junk or whatever, but Jake come today, he got this new valve installed just as we were getting finished up with morning milking, and he gets it all in there. I was helping a little bit of taking it apart and this and that, and got it in there. First he gets the light in the pilot light, and well, the pilot light wouldn't light. Don't ask me, I don't know why it wouldn't. We messed around here probably 5 minutes. He turned this dial here and it goes to pilot. You guys don't know how this stuff works. This is in opposition, it goes back to here, and then you hold this red button down and then you light the pilot light. You can't see it, but it's on this side, and then the other side is the thermocoupler. And that thermocoupler's got to warm that this up and sends pressure down to your valve. And when it's hot, it pushes pressure down on there and tells it that there's gas. There's a flame. Anyways, he messed around, wouldn't hold a flame. And I was sitting there, I was standing right around down there, watching him further on with it, and he looks at me, he says, "Shane, I think your furnace is cursed." So he cracks the valve here, makes sure there's gas coming. Well, the gas is coming real good. Shuts it back down and goes back to do the same method over, just like that. Pilot light lit up. I told him, well, he must have been airlocked. He says, "Never heard of that." And I said, well, it must have been what it has been. Well, whatever it was. So we got it going. And he didn't have this, it actually comes with a factory shield around it. He didn't have that. We lit the furnace, and it did exactly what the other one did. It'd run for a few seconds, and then it'd put itself out. And I thought to him, like, well, you got that shield? And he's like, nope. So then we quick went in the shop, made this shield out of some sheet metal, and put it on there. She worked. Like, all right. So he was picking up his tools and his ladder and other stuff and hauls it out, and it probably ran maybe probably 20 minutes. We come back in and walk in, and she's blowing cold air. He's like, he looks at me, I look at him, we kind of shake our heads, and like, we're not gaining any ground, because the other one would do the same thing. But anyways, so what I told him, I said, what we need to do, I think there's too much draft around here, so we should actually just shove some paper towels up in here to slow the wind from going up around this thermocoupler and to solve the problem. So goofy. So if you guys ever have trouble like that, try this stupid little method and it might work for you. So alright, that's enough on the LB White. We got heat, we're good. Bring it back to something else. Alright, well, I got some, picked up some lumber here yesterday. I'm gonna make 3 doors for the barn, freestyle barn. One door has been off for a couple of years. It's a south side door. That's not so bad. That one I'm gonna see if it works. I'm gonna make that one a little different, but well, I'll get into that when we get to there. So, and I'm also gonna make these doors, well, they're gonna be different anyways. The old doors that are on there are the sliding doors, and we have troubles in the wintertime with sliding doors and manure and stuff freezing up, and it's part of the reason why they're in shambles, and another reason is weather. So I always have the wind catching them and banging them around, and it's been, well, that barn was built in 1988, so a lot of years of abuse. So it isn't all my fault, but a good portion of it is. So I want to make the doors swing up in. I'm going to hinge it on top. I'm just using this door for a representative. I'm just going to put 2 hinges, and I'm going to put a pulley system and a rope, and then I'm just going to swing it up in. And that way it's out of the way when you clean, and you can shut it, and then shouldn't get manure on it and shouldn't freeze up. And if I keep the door hole, the door frame or whatever clean, it should work good. It's kind of my idea, I guess, but we'll see what happens. The doorways are 11 foot 10 inches, but there's also a curb where the stalls are, and the curve actually goes into the door. It was made wrong when the barn was built. You know, it should be a straight shot going out. I'll probably show you that when I get to install the doors, but I have to cut the doors, or cut the doors off at 11 feet to get a 10-inch curb. So that way when it comes up, and there's that angle that goes in, the door would come up and it will catch on that curve. So solve the problem of the 10-inch gap on the bottom, I'm just going to put a piece of rubber flap or something on their conveyor belt or something of that manner to do that. So yeah, so I'm going to get whacking away and cutting boards up, and these are 12 footers that come down 11, and then there's other boards there I got to cut down to the size. The door is 6 feet 10.5 inches wide, so I got to make everything fit. So hopefully it works. I can just make it in here, get it hopefully where it's square. Just bring it in with a skid loader, set it up, put the screws into the hinges on top and the doors in, instead of messing around trying to build it right on the barn and dragging tools in and out of the barn and all that other crap. So, alright, it's gone long enough me jabbering on. See if I get one door put together here tonight after chores here, and then keep kind of picking away at it. So I want to get them on there before it gets real cold, and that's the west side, so they get a lot of cold wind coming in there already. So get her shut up, and hopefully be good for a few years on that. So should solve the problem with the wind catching them. So alright, there's the first door. So it's not perfect, but it is square. So there's just a 1/4 inch difference between the boards. If you measure them all, it's not perfect, but you know what, I ain't building church and I don't care. But I'll give you the old sheepsy square trick. Corner to corner. This is 155.5. You can see it. Camera angle might not be exactly where the half line is, but I Five and a half. Oh, he's square. That's all that matters to me. It's the doorway should be square. So now I just got to put the hinges on one end or the other and tin it. So if I wonder why I'm building it this way, is because I'm going to have the door so it's all the weight on it. It's going to go, you know, you're going to swing it up. So you're going to need some strength. It's not going to be that heavy but I figured that would be your best strength for the door and when pushing on it and stuff too. So I don't see why that wouldn't work. I put 3 screws in each 2x6 all the way down, 4-inch screws. So I'm thinking that should work good. So then on one end, I'm gonna, whatever's at the bottom, then I'm gonna put a hook on there. So I can tie a rope or a cable, or quite figured out what I'm gonna do yet with that, so I can pull it up to the roof. So it shouldn't be real heavy. Should be able to do it by hand. If I can't, if I do it with a rope, I'll just be able, maybe just put a hook or whatever, pulley system, kind of whatever, and then you can pull it up the skid loader. So be less fighting with the door, I'm figuring, than trying to fight it with cold weather and snow and manure buildup. So I don't know. One man's idea is another man's disaster. What? He's commencing primer. Yeah, I'm working on the door, so figured I'd show you that. He puts around. Alright, I have finally one door, 2 nights after putts around after chores. One door finished. Yeah. So I put a part of a skylight, or what do you want to call it, in there. It gets so dark in there in the back side, the west side of the barn there. I figured, well, I'll try that, see if that'll help bring a little more light in when the door is shut and everything. So anything to help bring a little more natural light in is nice. So probably asking why I had to use white tin. Well, that's what I got around here, so I'm like, well, I might just use that. I got some 12 foot and I got some 10 foot, so it's been thrown around the farm so many times after storms we've had come through here, and it's a lot of it's in kind of rough shape, but it doesn't matter to me because it's just a barn door, so we'll deal with it. I just had to cut off for the last edge to make it complete. I basically had to cut from the edge to that rib right here off, so then I can use this sheet 2 more times, so that's great. I'm not going to use as much tin as I thought it was too. So I put this piece of used 60 heavy roller chain, and that's what I'm going to tie the rope to, or cable. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to use yet. I'm probably just going to use the rope. I don't know. It's not real heavy. I can basically pick it up by myself, but I don't know. It should work good. I used bolts through here instead of screws, and then I put this carriage bolts, and then I actually put another piece of tin, just cut it here, and then screwed it down just to add a little more, you know, bite and hold it to that 2x6. I don't know, since this is, I'm hoping it works, so it should. So, and I ain't worried about it being dirty. When it rains someday, it'll wash it off. So it's, like I said, it's not a big deal. So one door and done. Now I got 2 more to go. So the next one shouldn't be too bad. I might just knock it out here tonight yet. I don't know. It's starting to get late, but just messing around with that. And then I had a drill bit. It was kind of a POS, and then I was drilling through, and then I was drilling on the high part of the tin, and it caught in there, and it actually broke the drill bit off. So on tin junk. So farther on with that, trying to dig that out of there, but all right. One door and done. So Here's the other piece I added. It's just laying in the Quonset, and just gotta clean the dust off it. I'll just have the two back doors that just have a skylight in them, and the south door will just have be full tin. But that's what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna have it so it's folded in half. That one's gonna be a little more work, but see if that works. Like I said, I'll show you someday when I get it done in the barn, and if it works. Guy always has ideas, but they don't always work. So, all right, just showing you that, and one done, and on the next one. All right, this is door number 3. Door number 2, and well, door number 1's there. I'll explain it more to you when I have more battery life. Too much text messaging tonight too. Some other fellers. So I made this third door. I told you it's going to be a folding door. The idea of is I only want to have the door be able to shut the door completely, but be able to have the door to fold it up so I can let cattle through it without folding the whole door up. I'll kind of explain it to you more when I get it installed. But this one took a little, well, quite a lot more configuring and working out. Yes, my battery's going dead. But that's going to be the top. This is going to be the bottom. When I get it all tin, and I'll put a piece of probably rubber flapping on the bottom of this one too. I made it 10 inches shorter also. But I wanted to kind of show you, I did get it to work how I kind of wanted it to. So all right, that'll be the door. The top of the door will be hinged on that bottom board, and then this will fold up. And I'm kind of hoping the way it's constructed, it'll kind of hold itself up. I might make something to hold it also. Then we should be able to walk in and out of the door without having the door. It's a south side door. That's kind of what I wanted. Have it kind of shut but kind of open because I can chase cows in and out. So, all right. Well, my battery's gonna die, and I'll see much more I get of this, and we'll talk to you later. Well, we got blasted by that snowstorm. I think a lot of you guys did. And I officially had to put tire chains on. I could not get anywhere. So, yeah, makes it, feel more like Christmas anyways. You can listen to the tires change, jingle jangle in the snow. Yeah, so, alright, well, figured I'd show you guys I had to get chains on. Just so I could feed cows. We got about 7.5 inches of snow, so. Oh, the dilemmas. Heater was working, then it quit working on me. It was doing the same thing it was doing before. It'd hold a pilot light, but then it would run a flame for 30 seconds to a minute and then kick out. Actually, I was cooling the thermocoupler down too fast, so what I did is I took that little cover off, and I raised it up, and I drilled a new hole, and then I welded the little cover on top of it, so all the heat is like cupped inside there around that thermocoupler, and I'm hoping now that'll do the trick. Otherwise, I don't know. Everything else has been rebuilt to this thing. It's basically a new furnace. Alright, well, it better start working here. We're going to start dipping down in the negative temperatures here, so. Well, this door is not completely done yet. I still have to put hinges on it, and but it should work. I had a little measurement issue, but it should work yet. So we'll find out when we put it in. So, and these two are ready to go in. So I'm gonna hopefully get them in tonight. Yeah, I got to do it while I clean barn, so the cows are out of the way, and that should work all right, I guess. So, no, probably not much video I'll make of that, but that'll be on the next video because this one's probably getting long enough. So, yeah. it'd be nice to get these in, and then if it works out all right, and hopefully it does, I don't know. We'll see. Once I need to get some rope yet, so I can be able to lift them up. But I think I'm just gonna figure something else out for the next night and next day, and then after that, we'll go from there. Yeah, alright, well, it's getting colder here, so we're supposed to drop off and be in the single digits below 0 at nights now, so. Oh, good times, good times. Yeah, no, not really. It is what it is, winter times. It's here, it's gonna stay for a little while, so. Alright, well, hope everybody's doing alright, and everybody staying warm, and we'll probably catch you in the next one, and I'll probably just show you them in, or who knows what I'll get here. So, yeah, alright. Hey, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next video. See ya. I'm going to move this 4440 closer. It's on the real cart there, you see. And ran for a couple weeks here, so hopefully she'll pop off. I didn't want it sitting down below the shed here in case I'm going to need it for something here. So I haven't used it, like I said, for a couple days, but a couple weeks. But figure get her up before we start dropping down in the sub-zero temperatures, and it's down here, and I got to fire around with it down here, so. See if she'll up and park her up by the shed. She says, oh, what the heck. Didn't like her throttle set back that far. Alright. Let her percolate here for a minute. We'll park her up by the shop.